And put the voice
Fuck.
on the recording or else it gets the hose again.
I'm trying to do the intro here.
I'm sorry. I'm mentally ill. Fuck you.
Leave it. Leave it in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's our intro.
Open it with "I'm mentally ill." Fuck you.
Hello and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue.
And I'm Jordan.
And we've got another guest here today. This is my roommate, Andy.
Me!
Fuck. Let's not beat around the bush. Would you like to tell people why you're joining us today?
I like Venom.
We're doing it. We're talking about Venom. And I knew it wouldn't be right to talk about this character and not let Andy get in on this because I think literally from the time I met you 10 years ago.
Oh, I absolutely wanted to fuck Venom way before I met you.
Yeah.
You could get it.
Yeah. Well, we're just immediately like full fist, no lube. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we're on a roll, man. This is a good episode.
Yeah, I can already tell this is gonna be some high quality shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think we'll first talk about the comic book history of the character and a couple of his origins, and then we can talk about character impressions, and then Jordan, I'll let you talk about the movies. Have
Cool.
you seen the Venom movies, Andy?
I've seen most of it.
The first one?
Mm.
Okay. I have not seen anything other than like the trailers and that one clip of Venom saying, I'm a loser. Just fucking whatever.
I love it. I
Yeah.
adore both of these movies.
Sure.
He may be a loser on his planet, but he has won this whole.
Christ. I kind of hope that didn't come through the microphone.
I couldn't quite tell, but a keen listener probably will.
All right.
Can I have one last cookie?
Fucking.
I want a Milano.
Sure.
Oh, I love Milanos.
Okay. Jesus. All right. So, in the Spider-Man comics, there was a story. Well, I guess it was across Marvel Comics. It was the Secret Wars. The first Secret Wars was basically just a big fucking tournament that the Beyonder threw because he was like, I'm a high-level cosmic being and I'm fucking bored. Let's watch some mortals fight each other. And so he just grabbed a bunch of random superheroes and supervillains, threw them in a tournament called Battle World, and was like, "Go nuts, kids!" And at one point, Spider-Man got his costume damaged. Now, power of retcons. It would turn out that the Beyonder at one point just went to, I know the planet has a name, but I can't think of it. But he went to the planet of these gooey alien beings that are essentially living symbiotes. And
Right.
he just kidnapped one of them and turned him into a ball and stuffed him in a vending machine and was like, you stay there.
Oh my god, for real.
Yeah.
Was this a Clintar? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the species name, thank you. And so Spider-Man was like, my suit got fucked up in the last fight. And somebody was like, there's a suit vending machine over there. And he's like, I can get a new suit? Rad. So he literally went to a cosmic vending machine and a little black ball came out. And he's just looking at this thing. And he's like, this is not a suit. But then it just goes and fucking like wraps itself around him, and he gets his black suit. He's like, "Oh, that's rad!" And he
Totally
discovered
tubular.
Yeah.
God in heaven.
Fucking make fun of the way I talk. Anyway,
Radical.
I'm gonna throat chop you both. Anyway, and then he discovered that he didn't need his web shooters. This suit would generate webs for him, and it would Slut.
Fuck you.
Anyway, and it would also like appear or disappear at will. He could just look like normal Peter Parker whenever he wanted. It could change to like different shapes and whatnot. He was like, this suit's great. And so when he got back home after Battle World was over, he was like, I'm just gonna keep wearing this black suit. It's fucking dope. And then the second Spider-Woman, Julia Jessica Drew's the first one. Julia something. Can't remember her name. Anyway, the second Spider-Woman.
Julia Child.
No.
Hello.
Take this, Sandman, you brute! Oh!
You bitch!
I'm going to cook you!
Oh dear God.
It's running up your ass.
Anyway, she actually based her Spider-Woman costume off of the black suit Spider-Man. And for a while, it was just Spider-Man's new look. He had this cool black suit. And then eventually, he realized that this thing was a living creature and it was starting to make him more aggressive. Now, there is some contention within the comic book fan community. Was it actually making him aggressive at the time, or was that just simply a retcon done thanks to the Tobey Maguire movies, where in actuality, he was becoming more edgy because it was the 80s? And it's probably a little of column A, a little of column B.
Well, if you go by the 90s cartoon, it also implies that the suit is definitely what's making him edgy, not just that times are changing.
We love edgelords.
Yeah. But regardless of the reasoning, these days it is accepted that the suit was increasing his aggression, and he decided to get rid of it and go back to his classic red and blue suit. Enter Eddie Brock, who in the original comics was just kind of a big burly asshole who had a hang up about Spider-Man, and the symbiote bonded with him, and
I'm gonna be completely honest. I have zero interest in Eddie, 100% interest in the symbiote.
Well, okay, real quick, what do you think of like Agent Venom? Because I know you're a big monster fucker, and he's less monstery.
I still gotta go for it. I still want to say yes.
Venom with guns.
Yeah.
Christ, don't do that. I know.
Agent Venom, once again, a character that I'm only familiar with because of a Lego game.
I know you guys couldn't see what she just did, and that's probably for the best. It wasn't great.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
So
do it. I'll clean a Glock with my mouth. I don't care.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a freak. I'm a nasty boy.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, you're exhausting is what you are. Okay, so the symbiote bonded with Eddie Brock and they formed Venom because they wanted to be a constant poison in Peter Parker and Spider-Man's life.
Kind of like me with you.
Yes, you are my symbiote.
Yeah, suck this dick, Spider-Man.
So, what's really interesting is that in the Ultimate Universe, the origin of Venom is entirely different. They decided to make Venom more from the start a counterpoint to Spider-Man. In that storyline, Eddie Brock's parents and Peter Parker's parents actually knew each other, and Eddie and Peter knew each other since they were little kids as a result. And Peter and Eddie's parents were all scientists, and they were trying to develop a cure for cancer. And I have to assume that the logic is we're going to create a liquid life form that has enough intelligence to be able to attack only cancerous cells without harming the rest of the body like what chemotherapy does. But making an intelligent goo creature was less cutting edge medical science and more the Thing. Not Ben Grimm, like James Carpenter.
Right.
John Carpenter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it made fucking Venom. And what's really neat is that the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, while it largely takes a lot of aspects from 616 Spider-Man, specifically for Eddie and Venom, it actually draws more from Ultimate Comics. Eddie Brock is already friends with Peter Parker, but it's a friendship that turns sour as the years go on. So Venom, his abilities. Oh boy, he a big boy with a lot of sharp teeth. He's stronger than Spider-Man typically. Though largely that's only because he's not holding back like Spider-Man often is. If Spider-Man goes all out, I believe he matches Venom in strength. He's got the same abilities of agility and stealth as Spider-Man, but because the symbiote was bonded with Spider-Man, Venom is immune to the spider sense. He can sneak attack Spider-Man.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, which makes him a constant, like, anxiety inducing threat for Peter because he never knows when Venom is going to jump him.
That's awesome.
Christ. Yeah, he can generate webs. He can make the symbiote appear or disappear at will. He has mild shape-shifting, which only improves his ability for sneak attacks. He is a deadly predator for sure. So now, before we get into the discussion of specifically the movies, I will let you take over for a moment. Tell us a bit more about Venom as a character. Try to limit the horny and actually be somewhat informational.
I can't. I can't. I literally can't do it.
Not at all?
I want him. I will admit though, I did like the comic book Venom. Oh, what's the word here? The one where he was Santa Claus. That one was fun. It was cute. He was kind of like the reluctant hero. I liked that. I thought it was very sweet. Very funny ending of him like going off into the night, basically being like, "Ha, I'm fucking watching you. Don't be bad." And it was legitimately kind of terrifying. but like, that, and I don't care what anybody says. He is a gay icon. Venom is absolutely a gay icon. And I love this. Venom 2, love wins, baby.
He he does canonically accidentally have a child. Like,
well, not only that, but it's been shown like multiple times in comics, and I guess like even in the movies that like there is some beloved attachment to Eddie. Like even though like Peter, like, let's be honest here, like he goes back to Eddie pretty much as often as possible.
that's another story that I really liked. Again, with his first confrontation with Spider-Man in the Spectacular Spider-Man TV show, Peter actually won at the end of that fight by drawing on the fact that Venom's relationship with Eddie started off as just a rebound thing. Venom, famously Venom constantly speaks with plural pronouns. We are Venom. We have defeated you, Spider-Man, all that stuff. Spidey just goes, yeah, you win. You've proven how strong the symbiote is. Take me back. And Venom's like, what? It's like, isn't that what it wants? To be reunited with its first love? Uh, and Venom's like, ha, nice try. But I'm just fine without you. And it's just like, not we. And then Venom's just standing there for a second. And then the symbiote just starts to leave Eddie. And yeah, it's like, it's kind of a metaphor for abusive and toxic relationships. But like real life abusive and toxic relationships, it actually does, with enough time, have the ability to turn into something better, even if the origins aren't great. Um, Venom and Eddie would later on become an anti-hero figure and actually become allies with Spider-Man. There's a very famous panel of Spider-Man and Venom swinging side by side while Venom sings Strangers in the Night. And Spider-Man is internally remarking, this is fucking weird. um, Also, multiple people have been Venom, not just Eddie Brock. Famously, I don't think a lot of people know this, Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, was the third Venom.
Ooh.
And in the late 90s, there was actually a story where he fucking died. I think he saved Spider-Man, and he was getting covered in like toxic chemicals. And while the symbiote was able to protect him somewhat, he actually continued like doing what he could to save people, and eventually just like melted.
And that's one hell of a way to go out.
It's pretty fucked up, but it was the Bronze Age, so that was what they were doing. Is there anything else I want to talk about in terms of like the general character of Venom?
He's sexy.
Sure. I think
I like him.
I think he works best personally as a character first, intrinsically tied to Spider-Man, who would then later on be able to develop his own identity and have alternate runs such as Agent Venom. But Spider-Man needs to be his origin. It's sort of similar with Venom that it is to Harley Quinn with me, right? I feel Harley needs to have Joker as her origin before she can become an independent character who then spans off to do different things without Joker.
Well, that like her story is very much beloved by like people who have survived domestic abuse, and she's like really a big poster child for, in her own way, like succeeding after him and finding love after him with Poison Ivy, and kind of like making the best out of like a really shitty situation, i.e. abuse. Like I know, like me personally, where I've unfortunately had the experience of like abusive relationships and the like, where I've like kind of looked up to Harley Quinn because she's very much like, her stories don't hold back. I know Harley Quinn isn't the main focus of the episode today, but her stories don't pull any punches about like missing an abusive partner or even going back to an abusive partner, but it always shows like with time, especially like recent Harley Quinn, where she doesn't need her abusive partner and in fact like actively enjoys her life outside of him. And so ultimately speaking, like I do agree with the whole like she like the best Harley Quinn is the one that unfortunately begins with the Joker. But I know that like those stories hold like a lot of weight to a lot of people, and to like change such an like integral part of her backstory would kind of be like a middle finger to everybody who looks up to her like that.
Yeah, these are all things that we actually already did a Harley Quinn episode, so we've already spoken about these things, but I do agree with all of this. And it's kind of why, like, again, I'm not. I swear, I'm not doing this episode just to shit on the Venom movies. It's just, it's hard for me to take the premise seriously as one where it's Venom with no Spider-Man, because so much of the sort of parallels of topic of things like, again, toxic and abusive relationships, it relies on Spider-Man being a starting point, and when he's not in the picture at all, it it's like, what does what does that do to Venom as a character, as well as to the people who took something away from his character? Because his character was one that started off in a very bad place, but again became something better as time went on.
I mean, there is different ways to showcase things like that, and I know the Venom movies do touch upon it, and they do have their own like version of events, which I'm not gonna shit on because I kind of like them, but I feel like the Venom movies are more of like a modern way to tell the story.
I suppose like, I'm not gonna lie, it might just partially be that I'm set in my ways and I like, what I'm used to with the character, but it's just it seems like it's treading icky, dangerous territory for me to like revisionist history the character like that. And I understand there's also deeper things going on with like Sony's marketing and their partnership with the MCU and shit. Um, but it to me it was just like, if you didn't currently have the capability to do the character properly, you should have waited longer to do it at all. Is kind of my
I
feeling, but
mean, I like it. I'm not gonna shit on it. I think it was done pretty well.
yeah, again, I don't feel entirely qualified to make a true criticism on the series when I haven't watched the movies yet. I'm only
I
going
know
based on my limited
a
pool of knowledge.
I know a lot of people in the LGBT community, well, LGBTQA plus, um, adore the movies. And as somebody who is very like gay, um, yeah, I see the appeal and I like it. It I joke about not taking any like constructive criticism about like the whole Venom movies being like love wins and teehee gay, but it really does read as like that. It reads like a very gay relationship between the symbiote and Eddie. And it's very cute. I like it. There's a lot of like heartwarming moments between the two.
I'm going to go ahead and allow the both of you to now talk about the movies in more detail, since you both have, again, firsthand knowledge on these movies, or at least one of them for one of you, that I do not have. Also, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat some of these cookies while you talk.
Well, yeah, I do think it's really cool that that the LGBTQ, I don't know how to get them in the right order, but that the community likes these movies because it does play as kind of a rom-com, which is kind of funny that that the Venom movies play as this rom-com between Eddie and Venom, when I was expecting a rom-com between Eddie and I forgot the girlfriend's name. But it's like, nope,
Kind of
nope,
like
it's
not
Eddie and
very
Venom.
integral.
Yeah. Played by Michelle Williams. I know the actress's name. I just keep forgetting the character's name. Yeah, their amusingly dysfunctional relationship is just endlessly entertaining to me. But there are moments in both of the movies where you come to realize that Eddie and Venom genuinely care about each other, which is really interesting and not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I like that.
I like them a lot. They're fun. And also Venom, see, I take it it's not this way in the comics, but Venom is just a hysterical character in these movies. He cracks me up. Pretty much
Well, I mean,
everything Venom says is hilarious to me.
in the movies it's more hammed up, but even in the comics, there's parts where Venom does have like kind of a goofy comic relief type personality. And I really, really like that. I really like a character that's like, how do I word this? Where they're kind of broody and edgy and like, haha, I'm the loser of my planet. But like, they're just funny. I identify a lot with that because I am very much an edgelord, but I do love me some comedy. And so whenever there's a character that's like not exactly comic relief, but it's just very like jokingly an edgelord, I eat that shit up.
I'll say in terms of the comics version of the character, he gets a lot more that way after allying himself with Spider-Man, because he's learning to let go of the hatred that he built so much of his personality on about Spider-Man in the first place, which means he starts to fill the gaps of his personality with other things, and he starts to find more joy in like humor, and so that's a character growth thing.
And I like it. I think it's very cute.
I also do think the on my planet, I'm kind of a loser, like you. For some reason, just that whole concept amuses the hell out of me, that Venom is kind of bullied by the other symbiotes in this timeline, and that kind of makes him sympathetic to Eddie, who's just fucked up his own life so much and lost everything.
I also find it very funny that it's kind of like a double-edged own, where he's like,
yes.
You're a fucking loser. But so am I, so let's go.
And also that both of these losers forming this relationship with each other wind up getting to redeem themselves, both of them. And I think that's pretty cool too. The Venom gets to go from being a loser who's picked on by the other symbiotes to being the lethal protector and a hero. And Eddie gets to go from being this, he gets some journalism back into his life after he screws up everything he had at the beginning of the first movie. It's just cool. I like that they get these little redemption arcs for themselves through this relationship that they found. It's cool. It's an interesting little... It's a rom-com.
It really is. Like, I know personally, I have a best friend named Belle. Belle adores the shit out of Venom 2. He's watched both of the movies. Shout out to Belle. Love you. I don't know if he watches these, but I'm gonna link this one to him. But I think Belle would agree with me saying this, that the Venom movies kind of really show that if you have like a positive influence in your life, even if it comes from like kind of a negative space, like as long as they are impacting your life in a positive way, you can really like lift yourself out of a shitty situation. And not to be like homosexual on Maine, but Belle has actually been that in my life. Like, I've known Belle for over 10 years now, and I would say that I am probably the Venom to his Eddie. Because I am this shitty little gremlin that's like consistently making quips at him and just kind of being like, haha, yeah, we're both losers, but let's go, we got this. And in all honesty, like, the way that Eddie and Venom both kind of like lift each other up, and figuratively and, let's be honest, like literally kind of make each other stronger, is really like beautiful in its own way. It's very homoerotic. I'm not gonna pull any punches here. They are very, very, very gay, and I like it.
And it feels like they lean more into that in the second movie. Have you seen it? I've forgotten if you've seen the second one.
I have not, but Belle has. I wish Belle was here so that way he could talk about it, because I know that he would be so excited.
Because in the second one, we get kind of... How much do you care about spoilers for the second one? Because I'm thinking of entering a full spoiler section for the second movie.
Oh no, I don't mind spoilers.
Okay.
I do plan on watching it sometime, but I'm not somebody who's like, I got it spoiled, so it ruined the whole experience. Like, I don't mind.
So, dear listener, if you care greatly about the spoilers for the second Venom movie, this would be a good time to skip forward like 5 to 6 minutes into the recording. But so in the second one, we get kind of the breakup part of the rom-com where Eddie and Venom are just driving each other crazy. They're in this, they're basically it's the honeymoon phase is over. They're tired of each other. Venom's eating habits is frustrating Eddie. Eddie's reluctance to let him eat heads is frustrating Venom. And they just they're driving each other crazy, and we do get the actual like breakup where Venom leaves Eddie and goes off and tries to merge with other people to go be Venom somewhere else so he can go be the lethal protector and Eddie doesn't have to deal with him anymore. And there's a scene where Venom goes to this rave that I think is some LGBT thing. I don't really know. But it kind of feels.
I've seen a GIF of that exact rave you're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like it's some sort of pride thing. I'm not really sure. It feels like it was made kind of ambiguously, where it's like maybe this is a Halloween party or maybe it's a pride thing. It's kind of unclear. Make of it what you will. Kind of feels like
I'm gonna go with pride thing.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like you're meant to make of it whatever you want. But he gives this speech in front of everyone about how he's coming out of the Eddie closet is the phrase that he uses, I think. And I was like, that's a cool it's a cool line.
Well, that's so gay.
It's so gay. And he's you can kind of tell that he's quickly realizing that he's not really liking being with these other people that aren't Eddie. He wants to go back to Eddie. And I just thought that was an interesting little scene that they put in there. And there is a moment where they are fighting Carnage at the end. And it's looking like Venom isn't powerful enough to overcome the villain. And there's a part where Eddie says, look at them. They don't have each other's backs. Venom, Carnage, and Cletus aren't completely symbiotic. We are. Like, we've got each other's backs, and that gives Venom like the strength to pull through. This is gay.
I have a question.
What?
Do they treat Carnage and Cletus as two separate entities in the movie?
It seems like it,
because
which I know is going to bother comic accurate people.
Well, for one, in the comics, unlike Venom and Eddie or whoever Venom is bonded to, where it's two separate personalities merged into a single being, Carnage is Cletus. But also I know that that was represented in the visuals. The trailer showed that Cletus morphs into Carnage.
Yeah, I was about to say that they made it distinctly look different than Venom. Where
his body
it's
forms.
it's him becoming Carnage.
Yeah, it's like he fucking and like turns into Carnage, whereas with Venom, the symbiote comes out of him and wraps itself around him.
Like a hug.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Hug.
Also, something that I was thinking about, while we have like this sort of like intermission of discussion, is the whole like 90-10% and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Analogy, where when you're with somebody and the honeymoon phase ends, you start actively looking for people because like even though they fulfill 90% of your needs and everything, well, more so wants, like they fulfill all your needs, but there's like 10% of your wants like lacking. you will start to look for that 10% in other people. And I think that's what was happening with the symbiote, Venom in this movie, where he was searching for that 10% in other people without realizing that, like, wow, Eddie really is just like the 90% that I want. And this actually happens in like a lot of relationships where people will look for what they're lacking in other people, but then like as soon as they get that 10%, they're like, wow, I really miss my partner.
It's not
Yep.
nearly as fulfilling as what they already had.
Yeah. And in all honesty, like Eddie had full like full rights to just not take Venom back, but he did because they're gay.
Yeah, I mean, Venom destroyed his motorcycle.
I also have a question. Okay, I know Carnage isn't the first other symbiote they fought because he fought that dude in the first movie. What was
Riot.
the guy in the first movie supposed to be? Was he supposed to be anti-Venom?
The name was Riot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there are a bunch of other symbiotes in the comics other than Venom and Carnage. And Riot is one of them, so yeah, that
And the human that was bonded with Riot was basically Elon Musk.
Did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Cool.
Woo! PW for the community.
I'm glad to hear that.
I gotta spoil another thing from Venom 2 because it cracked me up so much. And it's like the end. Like this is the end of the fight. This is how the movie ends. So shut off your ears if you don't want to know. But it's because they so flawlessly used the F-bomb that they were given for this PG-13 movie. Because Venom, so they've separated Carnage from Cletus, and Venom picks up Cletus by the shoulders. I don't know. He picks him up, and Cletus is saying that it's we could have been friends or whatever, because that's kind of where it started. Was he just kind of wanted a friend while he was in prison, and he was gonna be sentenced to death, but. The face peels back and Eddie says, "I'm really sorry, Cletus," and you think this is about to be kind of an interesting moment, and then it just turns right back into Venom, and he goes, "Fuck this guy," and bites his head off. And I was just really impressed. Just really impressed with that use of the F-bomb.
I love Venom so fucking much.
Everything Venom says, every time he goes, "Eddie," for some reason that cracks me up. Just him saying Eddie cracks me up every single time.
I'll say, based on the trailer and what I saw, I like the interpretation of how Cletus becomes Carnage more in this movie than I actually did in the comics. Because in the comics, it was actually that Eddie was in prison and his cellmate was Cletus Cassidy. And the symbiote actually busted through the wall to break Eddie out. And as they were merging, it was like a piece of rebar from the wall being busted, just nicked a little bit of Eddie's arm, and the blood and symbiote little bit that came off of that, Cletus wound up touching by accident, and it merged with him that way. But according to the trailer, I assume it's the same way in the movie. He straight up just fucking bites Eddie's wrist, and when the guards push him back, he's just like, "I know what blood tastes like. That wasn't blood. What was that?" And it's like, that makes more sense to me, where it was he forcefully ingested some of it rather than just a little bit got nicked off of Eddie and then happened to touch his skin. I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That's all I've got to say about the character of Venom and how interestingly he's used in these movies. I really want to talk about the post-credit scene of the movie.
Do it.
But I'm like, this is okay. So dear listener, once again, this is like for real the spoiler. If you're like keeping up to date with all this superhero stuff and you want to be surprised by things, this is the time to skip to the last, minute of the show so you can just hear the wrap up.
Click off, dick down by spoilers.
This is so the post-credit scene. Andy, do you know what it is?
I do not.
Okay, so the post-credit scene is we get to see where Venom and Eddie are on a nice little vacation after their strenuous adventure.
Yes, they're gay.
They're gay. They are on a beach. And at some point earlier, Venom mentioned that he always wanted to feel the sand between his toes, and so Eddie's sitting on the beach, but his feet are the Venom feet, and they're like wiggling their toes in the sand. And
so cute.
It's so cute, and the Venom head is like projected next to Eddie, and they're like talking. And I think Venom basically tells Eddie he loves him, which was really sweet. Like they straight up have that conversation, and they're looking off. They're on the beach looking off into the sunset, and then we get that might just be the end of the movie, but I know the post-credit scene is is Eddie's laying on the bed in the hotel, and they're talking about I don't remember exactly what they're talking about, but Venom's basically saying, I know all kinds of stuff because I'm part of this hive mind that knows centuries and centuries of intergalactic history, and trust me, if you knew half of what I know, it would destroy your tiny human mind. And Eddie says, well, I mean, yeah, come on, give me something, just tell me something. And Venom says, all right, I'll tell you. And then before he gets a chance to tell him, the room starts shaking, and there's this like bright golden light outside the window, and the room kind of like morphs into a much nicer room. Like it's clearly they've shifted into a different hotel, or it's the same hotel but it's changed. And Eddie's freaking out. He's like, what's going on? And then on the news is J. Jonah Jameson saying, Spider-Man has killed Mysterio, and he's a masked menace and everything. And it's a picture of Tom Holland's Spider-Man up on the screen. And I'm pretty sure Venom goes over to the screen. He like comes out of Eddie. He's now Venom. And he walks over to the screen and he goes, bad guy, and licks the screen. And I was like, oh, he's going to try to eat Spider-Man in the next because he just wants to eat bad guys. And somehow he's now in the Marvel world, and all he knows about Spider-Man is that he killed Mysterio.
Man, they're doing so much like shit about how the multiverse is opening up, because it's like that could have been the deal with WandaVision, that could have been the deal with Loki, that could have been the deal with No Way Home. It's like there's 3 different things that are opening the multiverse at one.
Yeah, it's like what's actually the break here? Who's really responsible? But yeah, I just want to see Venom try to eat Spider-Man. That's where we're going.
I kind of hope it doesn't happen in No Way Home. We've got enough shit going on already.
Yeah, it's a pretty crowded movie.
But I hope we get more Spider-Man movies. I hope we get a Spider-Man 4, and that we have a proper Venom v Spider-Man movie. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. I hope that's what they're doing. I think it's funny that that Venom has basically just consumed fake news and is probably going to act on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it also is kind of like a cautionary tale of like what media you consume can warp you.
And it's fitting because in the modern times, J. Jonah Jameson is heavily portrayed as Alex Jones.
Yeah, he's basically Alex Jones. This is an InfoWars type thing.
It's just green InfoWars instead of blue InfoWars.
Yep.
Like literally, the graphics surrounding JJJ at the end of Far From Home look like the InfoWars setup.
Yeah, it's really funny that they basically made him Alex Jones.
Uh,
And
I also
what better analogy or comparison could there possibly be with all of his angry screaming and misinformation?
There is none.
we also gotta acknowledge.
Well, wait, no, there's actually a better thing. It could be Fox News.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he is very closely associated with Fox News, though.
It's kind of a good blend between, like, he's basically Alex Jones if Alex Jones had a show on Fox News.
I gotta say, like, we need to acknowledge the fact that they specifically chose to make J. Jonah Jameson's setup green InfoWars, given how much green is the color of bad guys in Spider-Man.
Oh, that's also true. Good point.
Yeah, but specifically villains in Spider-Man: the Lizard, Mysterio, Green Goblin, fucking the shirt of Sandman. Like, green is like, if you see someone in green in Spider-Man, you're like, oh, that's a bad guy.
Well, yeah, because
Electro's got a green suit. They're all green.
Yeah. Which is also why it's great that Prowler is green and purple, because he's depicted as he could be a good guy, because purple is the combination of red and blue, or he could be a bad guy because he's also wearing that green.
Yep.
I really like color theory, so shit like that always speaks to me. Oh, and of course, Dr. Octopus's outfit is green. I can't forget that one.
And his goggles are green in a lot of series.
Yeah. All right. Do any of us have anything more to speak about Venom?
I am.
I know. We all know now.
Is he good at French kissing? Discuss.
One would assume.
Yeah, I agree with him. Fuck.
Saying no, I refuse to discuss this.
Well, that's too damn bad. We're having
don't call me that. I have to cut that out.
My bad.
Yeah, he'll put a bleep.
I won't bleep it. I'll just cut that second of the footage.
Yeah, you can have it. Yeah, you can cut it.
Yeah.
We almost revealed a deep dark secret here.
Whatever. Well, then bleep all the times that you say she, because I'm not a she.
What? Okay, fine. What do you want me to use?
I don't fucking know anything but she.
You. I'm gonna use you /
Hey, you.
Fuck you. That's my pronouns now. Fuck you.
Fuck / you.
That's my pronouns now. Fuck / you.
Oh, all right. I think that's a good place to call it.
Oh yeah.
I love Venom. I really hope that he will someday be real and he will hold my hand. That's another thing I want to ask about Venom. Is that an actual scene in the movie? Because I keep seeing things about it.
That what is?
The symbiote comes out and like kind of holds Eddie's hand.
Oh, I don't remember that, but it wouldn't surprise me because this movie is very gay.
My God, these bitches gay. Good for them. Good for them.
Do you have anything that you want to plug?
What, me?
I guess I could plug my Twitter. It's woolmerrics at twitter.com.
Wool as in sheep's wool?
No, WOLMERICS.
Okay.
I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, so play that. What else do I want to promote? I'm gonna promote my buddy Holly. She does amazing artwork on Twitter. Her is Unileska, and you can see a whole bunch of things that she made. She just posted something for her Gumroad.
Do you want to spell that too?
I don't know how to spell Unalesca. I have a very small brain. Her Twitter is basically, I think, like a Final Fantasy X character. So if you just Google Unalesca, regardless of the spelling, it should come up with the proper spelling. And there you go. Oh, we love Holly in this house. And stream Glass Animals on Spotify. Thank you. That's it. That's all I can plug. That's all I got.
That's Andy's favorite band.
We love
okay.
them. They genuinely deserve more recognition in media and stuff. They're literally the most talented band. I love all of their work. There is not a single song that they have made that I dislike, and that's
What was it? Glass Animals?
yes.
Okay.
They're really good. A couple songs to start that I would suggest you listen to would be like Tangerine, Heat Waves.
Yes, that's from their most recent album. I really like the song Poplar Street, and that's from their album To Be a Human. They have a whole bunch of music out, but genuinely speaking, such a good band.
If you've ever heard like vaporwave, it's sort of vaporwavy.
That's not like an accurate description. They have, I guess, they have a very unique sound. They're very like
dream synth. Like
I guess. Either way, their newest single is "I Don't Want to Talk, I Just Want to Dance." Absolute certified grade A banger.
all right, let's get to the other stuff. Jordan.
Yes,
people
you
find-
can. Yes, you can find me at Fandom Optimists on Twitter, which is my podcast. Blue and I just reviewed the finale of What If, which was a lot of fun. And next week I'll be doing a bit more of an in-depth dive on Venom 2 over on my show. So check that out.
All right. And you can find our Twitter at Cape Corner. You can also join the Cape Corner podcast. Link will be in the description. I think not next week, but the following week, I'm going to have a poll go up, and I'm going to let people vote on what character they want to hear for that week on the Discord. So
do you know who next week is going to be?
I was talking about it with Jay, and I can't remember. I was very tired last night. But I'll know by the time next week rolls around. Let's put it that way.
Nice.
Wait, can I plug one last thing?
Oh, sure.
Just one last thing.
Okay.
Shout out to Dead by Daylight for creating the single finest man in the world.
Jesus
G
Christ.
Woon Hack, we love you, the trickster. I love.
Okay, wrap it up. Fucking freak. As soon as I saw you put your finger to your lips, I was like, oh, she's gonna say some dumb shit.
Stop saying G.
Whatever. Fucking you. Christ. Okay. Support the channel, please. I need money to live.
That's true. We do need the money, please. We're starving. Papa, I cannot afford any jellies.
I can't. Share the episode with a friend. The more exposure, the better. All right. I think that's going to be it for today. Everybody, stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes. This was a clusterfuck.
I love you, Bill, Holly, Jesse, Dom.
Jesus Christ, this isn't
G-Woon.
the fucking. This isn't the Grammys or whatever.
Hi, Mom. I'm on TV.
Ah!
I love everybody in the Splendid server. Mwah.
I'd like to thank my agent
I'm
and
putting it here. You guys are fucking terrible to me.
I am allowed to love people. Fuck you.
No, you're not.
You bitch.
All right, that's it.